It was a Saturday morning. I shut the door to my room on some pretext, went into the bathroom, and began reading out numbers on my phone screen. The number sequence was random, and I read each sequence out in different voices. First, slowly, pausing and extending the way I pronounced each digit. Next, breathier and huskier than my usual staccato. Then high-pitched, but that was quickly abandoned because it sounded like I was being squeezed by a vice. I was trying, and miserably failing, to sound like a woman. My voice, which at some point in the past I had intentionally broken to make myself sound bass and deep, was now unmistakably masculine. In college, the other boys in my class had already begun sporting a deep voice. And there I was, still with a smooth chin and a smoother, higher-pitched little voice. For young boys trying to be men, this was easy game, and I got a fair bit of grief from my classmates. I wanted to fit in, be one of the gang, and so I determined to break my voice. I stressed it out, screaming and shouting every day, constantly straining my vocal cords. It took about 4 weeks for the first cracks to appear, and a few more months before my voice settled down into what it is now. A deep bass baritone. The kind of voice that could, and did, do radio voiceovers. So why was I trying to sound like a woman? Because I am one. And because I am attracted to women and wanted to get on Lespark, a lesbian dating app that not only demands that you look feminine, but that you sound feminine too. In sum, that you prove you are indeed all estrogen and no testosterone. Which meant that I, a trans woman, was an inferior, second-class citizen in the world of Lespark. Until I was 17, I did not have a word for who I was or could be. I did not know I was a transgender girl. But as a 16-year-old, I discovered the internet. Those were the days of dial-up, of VSNL's multiple gateway connections to the big blue yonder. And in between searching for games to play, attempting to learn HTML by copying code from other sites, and trying to find people to talk to, I hit upon what at the time felt like a novel idea: pretending to be someone else. I had stumbled into a chat room that was meant for frank conversations between women, and was strictly off-limits to men. And so, on Yahoo, I became a girl. I borrowed liberally from my classmates' lives to invent an alternate backstory for myself. I expected to be found out immediately. I feared that what I was saying and how I was saying it would be seen through, and I would be shamed forever. But that did not happen. Yahoo's chat rooms became my second home, and the people, my mentors, my crushes, my fantasies, and, over time, my friends. As tentative friendships firmed up, I followed each of my chat room friends to their personal profiles. Jumping from link to link, I learnt of interests, hobbies, and terms that were new to me. Transvestism was one such. After a little digging, I found a chat room dedicated entirely to this interest, where I found validation for deeply hidden, very frightening thoughts I had always had. I found community. One of the first people I befriended on this chat room was a middle